The Sri Lankan cricket team is the national cricket team of Sri Lanka. The team first played international cricket in 1926 Euro 27, and was later awarded Test status in 1981, which made Sri Lanka the 8th Test cricket-playing nation. The team is administered by Sri Lanka Cricket. Sri Lanka's national cricket team achieved considerable success beginning in the 1990s, rising from underdog status to winning the Cricket World Cup in 1996. Since then, the team has continued to be a force in international cricket. The Sri Lankan cricket team reached the finals of the 2007 and 2011 Cricket World Cups consecutively. But they ended up being runners-up in both those occasions. The batting of Sanath Jayasuriya, Aravinda de Silva, Mahela Jayawardene and Kumar Sangakkara backed up by the bowling of Muttiah Muralitharan, Chaminda Vaas and Lasith Malinga, among many other talented cricketers, has underpinned the successes of Sri Lankan cricket in the last 2 decades. Sri Lanka have won the Cricket World Cup in 1996, the ICC Champions Trophy in 2002, have been consecutive runners-up in the 2007 and 2011 Cricket World Cups, and have been runners-up in the ICC World 2020 in 2009 and 2012. The team have won the ICC World 2020 Championship for the first time in 2014. The Sri Lankan cricket team currently holds several world records, including world records for highest team totals in all 3 forms of the game, Test, ODI and 2020. History of Sri Lankan international cricket. Early years. Ceylon, as the country was known before 1972, played its first-class match under that name against Marylebone Cricket Club at Nomads Ground, Victoria Park, Colombo in 1926 Euro 27, losing by an innings. The team's first win came against Patiala at Dhouve Pandav Stadium in 1932 Euro 33. The Ceylonese side competed in the MJ Gopalan Trophy games from the 1950s, through the change of name to Sri Lanka, well into the 1970s. Sri Lankan cricket team's one-day international debut came in the 1975 Cricket World Cup, and their first one-day international win against a Test cricket-playing nation came in the 1979 Cricket World Cup against India. Sri Lanka were later awarded Test cricket status in 1981, by the International Cricket Council. Test status and beyond. Since gaining Test status in 1981, the Sri Lanka cricket team has achieved numerous milestones. Some of these include, first Test match in 1982 versus England, first win, and series victory against India in 1985, first win, and series victory away from home against New Zealand in 1995, winners of the 1996 Cricket World Cup, which they co-hosted with India and Pakistan, joint winners of the 2002 ICC Champions Trophy, which they also hosted in their own right, semi-finalists in the 2003 Cricket World Cup, hosted by South Africa, runners-up in the 2007 Cricket World Cup, hosted by the West Indies, runners-up in the 2009 ICC World 2020, hosted by England, semi-finalists in the 2010 ICC World 2020, hosted by the West Indies, runners-up of the 2011 Cricket World Cup which they co-hosted with India and Bangladesh. Runners-up in, and hosts of the 2012 ICC World 2020, winners of 2014 ICC World 2020, hosted by Bangladesh. Winners of the Asia Cup in 1986, 1997, 2004, 2008 and 2014, runners-up in the Asia Cup in 1984, 1988, 1990 Euro 91, 1995, 2000 and 2010. As of December 2011, the Sri Lankan team has played 209 Test matches, winning 29.66%, losing 35.41% and drawing 34.93% of its games. Sri Lankan cricket's greatest moment undoubtedly came during the aforementioned 1996 World Cup, when they defeated the top-ranked Australian team under the leadership of Arjuna Ranachunga in the final. Sri Lanka's game style over the course of the series revolutionised one-day international cricket, and was characterised by highly aggressive batting of their openers Sanath Jayasuriya and Ramesh Kalawitharana in the first 15 overs of the innings to take advantage of the fielding restrictions imposed during this period. This strategy has since become a hallmark of one-day international cricket. In 2004, Sri Lankan cricket team whitewashed South Africa 5-0 in an ODI series in Sri Lanka, which is the heaviest defeat of a South African cricket team in a bilateral one-day international series. Sri Lanka whitewashed England 5-0 in the NatWest series in 2006, which is England's heaviest home defeat in a bilateral ODI series. Sanath Jayasuriya was the man of the series. Sri Lanka also whitewashed Zimbabwe 5-0 in two ODI series, which took place in Zimbabwe in 2004 and 2008. Milestones: Sri Lanka is the only ICC trophy-winning team to have gone on to win the Cricket World Cup at a later date. Sri Lanka is the only team to have participated in every edition of the Asia Cup. Sri Lanka is the fourth nation to reach two consecutive World Cup finals, after West Indies, Australia and England. Sri Lanka is the second nation to reach two consecutive World T20 finals, after Pakistan. Between 7 years Sri Lanka have played 5 ICC finals: 2007 Cricket World Cup, ICC World T20 in 2009, 2011 Cricket World Cup, ICC World T20 in 2012 and ICC World T20 in 2014, which is a record, and Sri Lanka have qualified to ICC World T20 2010 semi-finals and ICC Champions Trophy 2013. 2009 shooting incident. On March 3, 2009, the Sri Lankan team's convoy was attacked in Lahore, Pakistan by gunmen. This led to the death of 5 policemen and injuries to 7 cricketers and a member of the coaching team. The team was on its way to the Gaddafi Stadium where they were scheduled to begin the third day of the second test. After the incident, the test match was called off by the Sri Lankan Cricket Board. Sri Lanka had agreed to tour Pakistan, replacing India, who refused to do so, citing security concerns. Governing body: Sri Lanka Cricket, formerly the Board for Cricket Control in Sri Lanka, is the controlling body for cricket in Sri Lanka. It operates the Sri Lankan cricket team and first-class cricket within Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka Cricket oversees the progress and handling of the major domestic competitions, the first-class tournament Premier Trophy, the List A tournament Premier Limited Overs tournament and the 2020 tournament. Sri Lanka Cricket also organise and host the Inter-Provincial Cricket Tournament, a competition where 5 teams take part and represent 4 different provinces of Sri Lanka. International grounds. Test, listed in order of date first used for Test match, One Day International. 2020 International. Tournament history, current tournaments, ICC tournaments, defunct tournaments, ICC tournaments, current squad. This lists all the players who were contracted with Sri Lanka Cricket till March 2014. Key, SN, shirt number, 1 is also an all-rounder. Coaching staff: Head coach, Marvin Attapachu; Assistant coach, Manager Michael de Zoysa; Batting coach, Marvin Attapachu; Fielding coach, Trevor Penny; Fast bowling coach, Chaminda Vaas; Spin bowling coach, Roger Ajeshariya; Psychologist, Jeremy Snape; Statistics,